And this is a matter of relearning how to do things all the time on Zoom. So I believe that Celia, are you with us? Celia has an announcement. They may have lost power.
No, I'm here.
You're here?
You
Okay. Hi, Andrew. Good morning.
and my
Are you-
wife, a shade of white.
I've
Yeah.
got my wife.
I'm just,
Are you ready to make your announcement, Celia?
yes, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just full of gratitude for so many people. And I can't even name everybody, but we are a team, we are a village. And particularly relative to trying to resurrect the what we do when we cancel. That's happening, and our safety protocol, and just thank you to everybody. That's all. It's just a gratitude announcement.
It's a good way to begin the day. Thank you. It's a wonderful way to begin a worship service with gratitude. Well, welcome to First Parish Unitarian Universalist Northborough this morning on Zoom. We Unitarian Universalists are a non-creedal, religiously liberal faith tradition. We hold in our worship and in our faith formation that each individual and each community will explore a wide and varied set of beliefs and ideas that encourage us to live life as a spiritual journey, deepening our connections to compassion, justice, and an understanding of eternal truths. I am Reverend Abigail Stockman, the interim minister. If you have questions about Unitarian Universalism or First Parish, please don't hesitate to be in touch with me. Olga, will you lead us in worship with our prelude this morning, please?
Yes, when I was looking for appropriate music for today, I found this song that's called Snowfall, which I never heard, but I heard Tony Bennett this morning singing it. And it has words, snowfall, softly, gently, drift down, snowflakes whisper neath my window, covering trees, misty white velvet breeze surround my doorstep. Gently, softly, silent snowfall. Isn't it beautiful?
under the mounds of bright white, fluffy looking snow, under the muffled silence, there is a whole spring, summer, and autumn's worth of work that will need to get done. But for this brief time, we are insulated from all that work. We are often absolutely certain that it will need to be done at some future time. But for today, for this hour, for this moment, let us be like the snow and just revel in being the beautiful person, the worthy person, just as we are. Just as we have fallen into this moment of time on the chair, the couch, the bed, bring that worthy person into this worship time. I invite you all to light your own chalices. I sit here this morning in Donna's house, and I did not think to bring a chalice. So I will light a virtual one as Chris reads for us our chalice lighting.
I have an electric one. These are the words of Tracy Johnson. We light our chalice this morning, light our creative spirits, light of our wise souls, light of our wondering and curious minds, light of love for this place, this people, this work. Illuminate our hearts and the spaces between them in this sacred time of unfolding. Blessed be.
And our first hymn this morning, I invite you to rise if you feel so inspired. It's certainly in spirit. We will all remain muted while Olga plays, and the words hopefully will be on a slide, and we sing number 22, Dear Weaver of Life's Design.
Olga, you're muted.
Okay, so it's something happened here because I'm on. Okay, you hear me now, right?
And Olga, please make sure you have natural sound enabled or original sound.
Well, see, I just somebody asked me this, but I cannot do this because I do not have it on my iPad. Such option. What do I do? I don't have it. I don't have such a button or whatever.
Oh, Olga, we just do the best we can here.
Yeah, that's right.
Go ahead.
That's right. So I'm sorry. We did sound check before, it kind of worked, so I don't know. Is it very bad? Okay.
Reverend Abigail, you're muted.
Yep, thanks.
Is this
So
me? Am I doing this reading, Abigail? I've forgotten.
No, I'm doing this one. You're doing the next one. The words of Jalal al-Din Rumi, translated with great liberty by Coleman Barks. Today, like every other day, we wake up empty and frightened. Don't open the door to the study and begin reading. Take down the dulcimer. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. The sharing of personal joys and sorrows is a ritual of connection observed in some. Let us enter into a time of prayer. We're all in our own spaces. Hopefully, they're spaces of comfort. So I invite you to take some deep breaths, to let your eyes rest, whether you keep them open or closed, to just take some deep breaths in and out. Notice your body. If you're sitting on a comfy sofa, are your feet on the floor or waving in the air? Notice how the inside of your body is feeling on this snow day. Just breathe in and out, knowing that while we are physically far apart, we are sharing in the action of breathing light, spiritus, in and out. And grateful that because we are in physically different spaces, we need not worry about the germs that have so hobbled our lives in these last few years. So let us enter into these words a little deeper. In this new year, may we leave behind the weight of unfulfilled resolutions, of unrealized dreams, and unrealistic expectations. May we unpack the heavy weight of stories that tell us we are unworthy and unlovable. May we remember that we each carry inside us a spark of the divine. In this new year, may we carry kindness, gentleness, and hope that hold us through even the hardest days and the most daunting risks. May we carry the weight of memory that reminds us of who we are, and the weight of spirit that reminds us we are still becoming. May we carry the seed of knowledge that teaches us that improvement and growth aren't linear and individualistic, but are cyclical and communal. May we carry the wisdom to seek rest and connection, to lean into mutual care. May we carry the certain belief that when we have patterns of thinking and behaving that harm ourselves and others, we can seek resources that will help us move toward healing. May we carry the knowledge that happiness and success take many shapes, and one of those shapes is purpose. May we carry purpose lightly, trusting that it changes and evolves and surprises us. May we carry curiosity, wonder, and the ability to be surprised. This year, may we carry space for all our flaws, all of our longings, and all of our love, remembering that the truly daring adventure of life is not to be better, better, best, but to show up wholly, authentically, lovingly as ourselves. May we carry these prayers and carry each other into the new year. Let us end our prayer with a hymn, "If I Can Stop One Heart from Breaking," by Emily Dickinson.
I'll sing it once through and then you will repeat it, okay? It's and sing together and if I can stop my heart from breaking, I shall not be afraid. If
The offering for the work of this church is shared between the general operating fund and a designated nonprofit organization. For January, for the month of January, we share half of our collection plate to go to the network, an organization against domestic violence. And since we're online this morning, You might consider making a donation either directly to the network or sending in your donation to the church with saying this is for the collection plate and so it will be divided. The network has a vision to educate, organize, and advocate as a collaborative membership organization to end gender-based violence. It is a group of 40+ member organizations dedicated to improving the lives of those impacted by gender-based violence through education, public policy, and advocacy, and connecting community members with direct service providers. They lead collaborative work to imagine and realize radical ways to respond to and end gender-based violence, focusing on the intersections between systemic violence and gender-based violence. And our music this morning is in lieu of our wonderful choir. I am a seed of peace.
Seed of peace, a seed of peace. I am a seed of peace. I am a seed. I am a seed of peace. Peace, 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 peace. People of peace, rejoice, rejoice, for we have united into one voice.
A voice of peace and hate of war. United hands have built a bridge between two shores.
We on the shores have torn down the wall. We stand hand in hand as we watch the bricks fall.
We've learned from the past and fear not what's ahead. I know I'll not walk alone, but with a friend instead. Seed of peace, seed of peace, a seed of peace. Seed of peace, seed of peace, a seed of peace.
People of peace, rejoice, rejoice, for we have united into one voice.
A voice of peace and hate of war. United hands have built a bridge between two
We on the
shores.
shores have torn down the wall. We stand hand in hand as we watch the bricks fall.
We've learned from the past and fear not what's ahead.
Peace, 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 peace.
Today, like every other day, we wake up empty and frightened. Don't open the door to the study and begin reading. Take down the dulcimer. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground.
Sweet spirit of light and love, sweet spirit of light and love, sweet spirit of light and love, spread your wings and shelter me. Spirit of sweet spirit of light and love, sweet spirit of light and love, sweet spirit of light and love, spread your wings and shelter me. Spirit of sweet spirit of light and love, sweet spirit of light and love, sweet spirit of light and love, spread your wings and shelter me.
That song was born on a train in Wales. The refrain just kept repeating itself in my mind until I said, okay, I see that this is something for me and something for me to share. I hope you'll sing it with me sometime. See you soon. Sweet.
Sweet spirit of light and love. It's just catching, that tune. And I caught it. This song was offered to the Unitarian Universalist congregations as part of a experimental project and offering congregations the opportunity to take this first Sunday in January as a seed for the new year, Sermon Sunday. There were many offerings to support this worship, and that song was one of them. Sweet spirit of light and love, spread your wings and shelter me. This week, Nadia Bolz-Weber, who might be considered, and pardon this non-sermon language, the badass of Lutheran ministry in this time. She writes a wonderful blog, and she's very irreverent, and hence that moniker. And she is wonderfully smart, and she writes in this week about what it might be like as she went on retreat and expected to be given lots of things to do that might earn her the right to be under the shelter of those wings of the sweet spirit of light and love. And she writes that when she was asked to do nothing, what that felt like. For some reason, she wrote, there is something painful for me about the idea of being loved completely apart from what I do or do not do. It's perhaps the thing we want most in life, and yet the possibility of it stung. I'm not even sure why. Maybe because it only highlighted how much being loved apart from what we do or don't do is so rarely something we ever encounter. We are a culture of overachievers, particularly perhaps in the cities and suburbs of this country. Our goals were at one time to be successful, or still are, however we measure that. And we may measure it in several ways: financial terms, status with others in our profession, our family, our community, to publish, to have fame, to be known far and wide for something we do. It is hard, especially for those of us at the age of retirement, to lose that sense of who we are, of that validation we earn from the culture around us by earning money or being known in our profession. It is so very hard to let go of the doing that we have often defined ourselves as in our lives. It's not that we should stop doing altogether. Doing and accomplishment have their place and bring us some pleasure and often a sense of accomplishment, which is much needed for us human beings. But there comes a point for many of us where doing and gaining that accomplishment and that acknowledgement from others around us becomes more important than being. And we find ourselves in that place that Nadia Bolz-Weber talked about. It becomes painful. It may be the thing we most want, and yet it stings to try and do it. Because being loved apart from what we do or don't do, as she says, is so rarely something we ever encounter. And yet, it is the cloth and the thread of a spiritual life. Today, like every other day, Rumi writes, we wake up empty and frightened. And so we try and fill the emptiness and the fright with doing. But Rumi continues to caution us, don't open the door to the study and begin reading. Don't. Just do something to try and erase and put away and override and overwrite the emptiness and the fear. Take down the dulcimer. Do you have the dulcimer, Chris? Can you show it to us? Take down
It's
the
upstairs.
dulcimer. Oh, okay, sorry. Chris I'm going to share a story Chris told me this morning. Take down the dulcimer and let the beauty we love be what we do. So Chris shared a story this morning, if I may, Chris, or would you like to tell it in your own words? He was all ready to go out and do the snow plowing. And like a good honeydew on his honeydew list. And he read this, I sent him this poem and asked him to read it, to be one of the readers. And he told me he went, as soon as he read it, instead of going to plow, he went upstairs to get Corey's dulcimer and sat down with it. How often do we sit down with the dulcimers in our own lives? The beauty that we love, which is sometimes just to sit and be and watch the grass grow, watch the snowflakes fall. There are, Rumi tells us, hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground, to express our gratitude just for being alive. It's not that we should stop doing, but perhaps we can hold our doing in a new way as we lay the seeds for ourselves and for this community in the new year, of perhaps doing less and being more. That doesn't mean the things that need to get done don't get done, but it may mean that we ask the question, yes, I've always done this. Does it really need to be done? Does it really need to be done right this minute? If I'm not going anywhere, do I need to plow the driveway now, or can I sit with the dulcimer? The driveway will still be here in an hour or 3, and I can plow then. Perhaps. Can we ask ourselves those questions? Can we notice when not doing makes us feel unworthy and it stings and it's painful and we have a hard time just being? In the new year began our prayer. We leave behind the weight of unfulfilled resolutions, unrealized dreams, and unrealistic expectations. We unpack the heavy weight of stories that tell us we are unworthy and unlovable. And remember instead that each of us carry inside a spark of the divine, no matter what we do or don't do. That just being alive is enough to be worthy, to be under the wings and in the shelter of the spirit of light and love. Sweet spirit of light and love, sweet spirit of light and love, sweet spirit of light and love, spread your wings and shelter me. And you. May it be so. May we spend this year planting the seeds of being alongside the seeds of doing. And as we join together in our final hymn, if the Spirit says do, I'm going to invite us to sing different words today. The words of you've got to be when the Spirit says be. Let us join together, rising in spirit. And if you feel like standing in your space, let us do that as well and sing together. You've got to be when the Spirit says be.
Even though it's horrible quality of sound, but next time it will be better. I got help from Stephanie. Okay.
So Wendell Berry wrote that the love and the work of friends belong to the task and are its health. Rest and rejoicing belong to the task and are its grace. Let tomorrow come tomorrow. Not by your will is the house carried through the night. We extinguish our chalices, but not the spirit of creativity, the wise soul, the wondering minds, and definitely not the love. May we gather these up and hold them as the precious and gracious gifts they are, as we move boldly into both the known and the unknown of the coming week. And may we be. Amen. Shalom. Assalam.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we have no place to go, let it snow, let it snow.